Hi guys, welcome back to Cooking with Taylor and Stefan. Okay, so today we're going to more do a fun, also time-consuming recipe. We're going to make some spring rolls. So first what we need to do is we need to put some olive oil in the pan, and what we're going to do is we're going to saute a bunch of cabbage. So we want to saute that, add flavor, really get some nice flavors going. With these bigger pieces, you always want to make sure they're chopped down. That way they fit and they don't break the spring roll. So we're gonna go and put all this in here, and we're gonna get this sauteing first. And what you wanna do while this is sauteing is go ahead and start your kettle, because you're gonna need some hot water for the little noodles. Okay, so what we wanna do is next, after I go in and cut these up, we just wanna add some salt, some pepper, and then we're gonna just let this saute for a few minutes. Okay, so while this is sauteing, we're gonna add a little bit of just regular kosher salt. We're gonna add some of the black pepper. And for this, you do need to make sure you have enough seasoning in it, or else your spring rolls are gonna taste really bland. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some vegan chickenless seasoning, excuse me, and put that right in there. And we're gonna add a little bit of the mushroom one. And then all we're gonna do is just stir this up. Give it a quick little stir to make sure all of this has the seasoning in it. Okay, and while that's sauteing, what I have here is I have 3 different types of green onions. I have a little bit of chives. I have the regular onions, and then I also just have the ones that grow wild in the yard. So we're gonna add this for some more flavor, and we're just gonna chop it all up in here. Okay, so now that that's in there, we're gonna go ahead and take some dried lemongrass that we had harvested back then, and we're gonna go ahead and chop this up. You could blend it almost like as small as you can. If not, just cut it and let it saute now. Because if you put chunks in and it's dried, it usually kind of gets stuck in your throat and it doesn't taste as good. So for this, you definitely need to cut it as small as you can. And I find that scissors do a better job than a knife does. So we just want to put all of it in there. And I think lemongrass just adds a beautiful smell, but also a really nice taste. All right, so we're just going to continue sauteing this until it gets a little bit thinner. Okay, and for the noodles, we're going to go ahead and use the green bean thread. We want thin noodles for this, and we're going to go ahead and open that up, and then we're going to go ahead and add 2. And then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and take our hot water as soon as that's done, and we're going to pour the hot water right over here. We're going to put a plate on, and we're going to let it sit until the noodles are nice and cooked all the way through. And then we'll go ahead and add all the ingredients into this bowl, give it a stir, and then we'll get to the next step. Okay, so now that these are all done, what I like to do before I add everything in there, I like to go in and I just cut them with scissors to make them smaller. That way then each one gets well mixed. Because if they're the whole long noodles, it doesn't work very well. And this is also why we just want to use the smaller thin noodles. Okay, so once that's done, all we're going to do is we're going to add the cabbage, and we're going to add all the other ingredients in here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to use a good chunk of our frozen basil that we have in the freezer, especially with summer coming where we're going to grow more. I mean, we have a whole big bag of this. We have shishu, we just have a good variety. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this up, and this will really add a good amount of flavor in here. All right, so now we are down to the most time-consuming part of this whole part of making spring rolls.
Them.
So we have our noodles, we have our basil. So you could use any type of basil. You could use shishu, Italian, whatever basil you have, fresh or frozen.
And if you have kids, you can make them do it with you. But what then try to do my white kids?
Okay, it is funner to do with children. Okay, so I want to first compare spring rolls. I have purchased the spring rolls from Walmart, and I'm sorry, they suck. They don't fry properly, they turn out really bubbly, and the taste,
Not so good.
It's not good. There's no other way to word that. So I actually more go to Pan Asia or any type of market like this wherever you live, and I like to get different brands. Actually, it was my friend who said to use this one, and she was right.
We made spring
her
rolls
spring rolls
before,
always come out great.
but we did make spring rolls before. What day was it? Maybe when I was 6 or 5.
Yeah, I have to say, we don't make spring rolls too often. It's a special occasion. I would say once or twice a year,
No,
and that's it.
not like twice a year. Maybe like a whole, like 5 years.
I would say once a year is how
And
often we make this.
And I Devin.
Because I would also say that spring rolls, this would not be one of my healthy recipes. So if you're looking for a healthy recipe, don't go for this one. This is more the fun recipe.
Don't, if you eat it way too much, we will delete the video. I promise, but not too much.
It's a special one. I mean, any fried food, I mean, really, you shouldn't consume any fried food if you were really perfect. But overall, I think on rare occasions, it's different. So what we want to do is we want to put water. You could use your fingers, you could use a brush, it doesn't matter. And just go all the way around the edge.
And
so
the
that
cool
way it
thing
sticks.
is you do this with your kid or dog. The dog might like it.
So you only put the water around the whole edge. That way it all sticks together. Okay, and something else is you don't need to get a big chunk in here. You just want to put enough that you can roll it, but not so much that you can't even fit it in your mouth. You don't need that anymore. Okay, so you want to put, and I'm going to go ahead and zoom up on the next one and show you.
Yo.
And then all we're going to do,
just
going to show, we're going to roll this forward. We're going
then
to
do that.
turn it. We're going to turn it again.
And
And then we're going to roll it. You just want to make sure you have it all the way in.
I might eat it now.
And I will tell you, this takes time to really get it perfect.
It doesn't take like a whole year.
The first few times you try, if you don't roll it tight enough, it could break. But something else we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put it in a container that you can put in the freezer. And you freeze it first, and then you fry it.
But never, you cannot cook it again after it already cooked or it will get doggy.
Okay, so I'll show you a close-up of how to do this. Okay, so we have a close-up. He's going to put the water on the outside, on the ends right here. So all on the outside. And we'll turn it just like this. And if it gets anywhere else, it's not a big deal.
And if it goes anywhere, like, it doesn't matter if it goes in the middle. That is a good thing. But don't have too much.
But the main point is to get it on the outside. And then we're going to go ahead and scoop this in here, right?
Yep.
Okay.
But you never tried it if you're alone.
Good. So you want to pull it back. What do you do next?
Then you fold this.
Okay, you want to make sure it's tight enough.
And if this doesn't come that white, still cook it. And you can feed it to your kid. They might like it.
Okay, so then you want to roll it right up.
That would be even better.
Okay, so then we're just going to go ahead and put this in there. That way it's ready to freeze. And then we're just going to go ahead and continue just making all these. So let me just show a quick one. So put the water on the outside so it sticks.
It takes a few tries. It always look cool when the water spread around it. It's really cool. It's like a chain reaction. Maybe you're one about chain reaction. That'd be cool. Yo, one thing about chain reaction are really not that cool.
Fold it. Pull it back.
And then you do the same thing.
Flip it. Oh, and also, if any of them break when you're doing this, all you do
And then
take another one
and then roll it over.
and roll it over it. It's brilliant just to do that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and just continue to roll these all up.
That looked like the best one I need.
Put it in here, and then as soon as we're done, we're going to put them in the freezer. Okay, let me show you guys one more time. So we're going to take it. This time I'm going to show you the option without using as much water. So you're going to put it here. You're going to take your end. You're going to fold it forward, pull it back a little bit, roll it once forward. We're going to take that end. We're going to twist it over we're gonna twist this end over, and then we're gonna fold it just like this. And then you could always just dip it in the water if you want, and bend this all the way over, just like that. Okay, so our spring rolls, okay, so as you can see, I already have 2 in there. We have it heated up enough that you just put it in there, and you want to get them a light brownish color, but not super dark. And I think what's great about this, whatever ones we don't want to cook today, because you can't eat too many of these, is you just put them in the freezer, put them in a container, and you just save them for whenever you want them. And I don't have the exact amount of time that they'll last, so that'll have to be your judgment to see. So let me go ahead and show you. They're just a nice light brown. You can hear the crispy, well, it's hard to hear on here, but you can hear the crispiness. So we put them in a container right here, and we just have this type of pan so the oil drips onto another plate. If you can see, they just fit nice in one of these containers. Actually, this was Stefan's lunchbox. We're gonna close it up, and we're just gonna put this in the freezer until we're ready to cook them. Hi guys, so as you can see, we're all done with our spring rolls. So they're nice and crunchy. They're still a little hot, but what I love with them is, well, Trader Joe's sweet and chili sauce. It really is one of the best ones. I've tried other ones, and I have to say they do a great job on that.
It looks like a bitey, but it's not even bitey, it's more like weedy.
Yeah, it's not spicy. Okay, so in another video after this, you're gonna see the radish with the mango salad in there, the watermelon radish. But since we made this, we kind of thought it was a nice pair to tie it in together, because you have this fried, crunchy thing that can sometimes upset your tummy if you eat too many. So to pair that off with it, we have a nice, refreshing vegetable fruit salad almost, but not a fruit salad.
And more like a blue ice cream.
He says that ice cream would be really pretty on it. So we're gonna go ahead and combine these together, but let's go ahead and give these a try.
I have a pick with Dylan.
Okay, let me try and see.
Not bad. I will
They're nice and crunchy. My favorite thing is with the sweet and sour sauce. So let me know if you go ahead and try this. Give this video a like, even if you don't like it. And share and subscribe. Have a great day.